Welcome back to Nancy Drew, The Secret of Shadow Ranch. It's come to my attention that I was supposed to call Charlene Purcell yesterday. So we're going to do that. Make up for lost time.
Charlene Purcell's office.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. May I please speak to Miss Purcell?
Concerning?
I'm staying at a ranch in central Arizona, and since she knows so much about the history of Arizona, I thought maybe she could answer some questions for me.
Questions concerning?
Well, I came across a very old trunk that might contain stuff that has to do with these people named Dirk Valentine and Francis Humber, only I can't open it.
Did you say Dirk Valentine?
And his girlfriend, Francis Humber, yes.
Huh. Would you hold, please?
Thank you for holding, and thank you for calling the office of Charlene Purcell. Miss Purcell's latest novel, Like Wind Through My Heart, was an instant bestseller. And like so many of her novels, it recently received the Catherine Coop Award for Historical Excellence. Reading a Charlene Purcell novel is like traveling through time to the Old Southwest on the wings of love.
This is Charlena. Who is this again?
Nancy Drew?
Tell me about the trunk you found.
Well, to open it, I need to put these wrenches in these 3 holes, but I don't know in which directions they need to be pointing.
That does sound like it came from the Humber family. Is there any kind of picture on it?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's this kind of abstract design made up of hearts and doves and the initials E.H. and A.H.
E.H. would be Eldridge Humber, and A.H. would be Abigail Humber. Frances Humber's grandparents on her father's side. Her mother died when she was 10. Now, the picture no doubt commemorates their wedding day, which was 4/9/11, April 9th, 1811.
Those numbers must have something to
This
do
is how you're
with the
supposed to figure out how to
directions in
open
which
that
those
trunk,
wrenches
by the
need to
way.
be pointing.
I'm afraid I wouldn't know. In the course of my research, I've only read about the trunks Merrill and Eldridge Humber handcrafted. I've never actually opened one. However, I've been running across fascinating tidbits concerning the Humber family and stashing them away for years. When I have enough tidbits stashed away, I may well write a book about them.
Then you'd probably be very interested to know what's in this trunk.
Yes, I would. And since I've helped you, or tried to, it's only fair that you help me, don't you think?
Sure, I'll keep you posted. Did I mention that I'm staying at Shadow Ranch?
This just gets better and better. I'll tell my assistant to put your calls through immediately. By the way, why are you so interested in the Humbers?
Knowing more about them and what happened in the past may help me figure out something that's going on in the present. I'm kind of a detective.
That makes 2 of us. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Alright. That's it for calling. So we're gonna, snoop. Looks like everything's a little jittery right now. NVIDIA decided to update yesterday, and I think that may have screwed with the oldness of this game, so hooray me.
Mineral deposits?
Yeah. What, are we on this map out here? There's Tumbleweed. Rattlesnake Mine. Phoenix is that way. I don't really see where Shadow Ranch is on here, so...
Can I help you find something?
No, actually, I pretty much found everything on my own.
For your information, I got those maps because I was hoping there might be a long-lost gold mine or 2 around here. But like most of my get-rich-quick ideas, it didn't pan out. Apparently, there's no gold left in them thar hills, nor silver or copper or anything else. Now, I don't ever want to catch you in my stuff again.
Alright, we're gonna talk to you immediately.
Yes?
I'd like to apologize.
Just proves we're birds of a feather. I've been known to go poking through other people's stuff myself.
Have you ever met Mary Yazzie?
Course, nice lady. I mean, for the most part. Gets real unfriendly when the subject of the Rowleys comes up.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Do you know anything about the piece of property she's been trying to buy from the Rowleys?
Well, I know she says she wants to buy it because she feels spiritually drawn to it, but I think she's got something up her sleeve. Oh, Nancy, it's great having you here. I mean, I like to talk, you know? I like to converse, to debate, to discuss.
You like to gossip, don't you?
More than anything. Which isn't a bad thing. People like you and I are fascinated by the human condition, that's all. So, who else do you want to talk about?
Nobody really.
Oh, really? I want to talk about Dave. I missed my opportunity for that, though.
Have you been out to the pump house?
All the water to the ranch house has been cut off. The livestock will still get water from the windmills, but we humans are gonna have to get every single drop of water we use from the faucet in the pump house. And that's gonna be a royal pain. Why can't that darn horse do its cursed thing somewhere else?
I'm inclined to think that someone, not something, is responsible for the damage to the pump house.
I saw the pipe. It was rusted through. That's why it burst. That and bad vibes from that equine banshee.
Got any chores you want me to do?
Do exactly what you did for me yesterday, and I'll be forever grateful. Start by picking all the ripe stuff in the garden again. Basket's outside.
Well, I'd better get going.
Don't be a stranger.
There's a small caveat to what Shorty wants us to do. I'll become a parent as soon as I get the basket and walk on over. Now my Southern's back. There's a rattling sound, so gonna ignore that. Dave's also not here, so we can't like poison the chickens in his absence or some such fiddle faddle. We can't go in here. Unless Nancy's gonna be like, don't go trespassing.
I better not go in there until I call the sheriff.
So, I suppose we'd better call Hernandez. What the heck is this? I guess we'll call that after Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Hello, Sheriff. It's Nancy Drew again.
Hello, Nancy. What can I do for you?
Would it be all right if I looked around in the pump house?
Sure, I'm all done in there. Should have had my deputy take that sign down. Mind my asking why you want to look around? Wait a minute. Dave told me about you. You're the girl detective.
Amateur detective.
I don't know. Dave seemed to be real impressed with you. In more ways than one, I might add.
Do you know most of the men who work at Shadow Ranch?
I know them all. That doesn't mean I'm best buddies with them, but it's a pretty small world out here. And I've either known or known of those boys for years.
And they're all stand-up guys, as far as you know?
I'd vouch for every single one of them.
Thanks for your help.
You bet.
Alright, now we're done talking to Hernandez. We're gonna call this number. I guess we found it on Shorty's papers or something.
SWGS, this is Geza.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. Not too long ago, you provided this person I know with a map that showed the locations of mineral deposits in central Arizona.
That's what I'm here for.
Is it unusual for an ordinary citizen to request a map like that?
Depends on which map it was.
The number on it was PUB893A.
Publication 893 Alpha. Let me get it on my screen here. Yeah, that's a map somebody'd use if they wanted to go prospecting in their spare time. What's this person's name?
Shorty Thurman?
Shorty Thurman. Yep, there he is. According to my notes, he just started a job in the Shadow Mountain area and figured he'd go looking for gold on his off hours.
You keep notes on all the calls you get?
In a bureaucracy like this one, you never know. When something goes south and fingers start pointing, it's always good to have your side of the story all nice and documented.
Do your notes say anything else?
Apparently, this Shorty person asked me if I knew anything about Dirk Valentine's treasure.
Really? Do you remember what he said?
As I recall, he'd heard a rumor that some outlaw had buried some kind of treasure near Shadow Mountain. He thought it might be in an old mine shaft or something.
And what did you tell him?
Nothing. I didn't know anything about it.
Well, thank you, Geza.
No problem. What did you say your name was again? Nancy...
Drew.
Nancy Drew. Asked a lot of questions. Didn't buy any maps.
But she really appreciated your taking the time to talk to her. Be sure to put that in your notes too, okay?
Got it. Goodbye, Miss Drew.
Bye.
And we'll never call him again. Probably like, whoops. Well, we might have to call Hernandez again, but we should never have to call that man.
Looks like the pipe was pretty badly corroded.
Well, there's an arrowhead here. That's nice. And I can't do stuff with that, so, you will notice that with the... That's a fun angle. With this kind of wrecked, we have this down here. Look at this lead. Mystery stairs. Yeah, let's walk on in.
Dave?
Well, where did you come from?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you, but what are you doing?
Well, see, I'm looking for Dirk Valentine's treasure.
What do you know about it?
See, my great-aunt Ellie was Francis Humber's cousin. When she died, she left me a bunch of stuff, including an old letter she'd gotten from Francis. In the letter, Francis said that Valentine had hidden a bunch of loot somewhere and wanted Francis to find it by following the clues he left for her. Francis was real smart, see? Loved puzzles, played the piano pretty good, too. Anyway, after Valentine met his end, Francis was too broken-hearted to care about some treasure. She told Aunt Ellie that if she could find it, she could keep it. I also found this picture. That's Francis's father, Sheriff Merrill Humber. There's something written on the back. Stairs to cellar. That's Francis's handwriting. Looks like the other half of the message got torn off. I was hoping that the treasure might be under the stairs in here, but no such luck.
I didn't know this place had a cellar.
As far as I know, no one does. The entrance is secret. These stairs lead to a secret door behind the bookcase in the den.
The Raleighs never mentioned a secret door.
The Raleighs don't know. I was afraid that if I told them, they'd... See, my brother's dead broke. No job, health's bad. I was thinking if I could just find the treasure...
I understand, but now I'm in kind of an awkward position.
I know, and I'll tell them, I swear, soon as they come back. They got enough on their minds right now.
You haven't been using that phantom horse to try to scare the Raleighs off so you can hunt for Valentine's treasure in peace?
I don't know anything about that horse or any of the other stuff that's been going on around here, I swear. Now, if you'll pardon me, I need to tend to my chores.
No, wait. You don't have to leave.
All right. Well, that's a bummer. He's gone, and can I move? Ah, this way. Sweet. Oh.
Something's missing.
Thankfully, Nancy takes that with her, and so like, oh, I'm gonna leave it here. It got stolen. I'm trying to get to this view. As we go up here.
Looks like I'm back in the den.
You can reveal the way to the den. Well, we don't care about that, because we're gonna go back the fun way. The fun way!
Maybe the message on the pictures refers not to the stairs to the den, but to these stairs.
Possibly. So if we look at these here stairs, you find a puzzle. Now, the object of this puzzle is not to clear all the way to the other side like most of these rush hour puzzles are. Holy crap, what is up with the speed? I might have to only do one episode today, because, yeah, this is misbehaving more than I'm comfortable recording multiple episodes under. Uh-huh. So that right there is the solution, so you could do that if you so desire. But a fun challenge I like doing is seeing how far across you can move it. Might just be that far, because everything's kind of locking up already. Yep, okay. I would play more, but, you know. I kind of need to end now that I know the game is acting up.
I am glad that you are getting your picture painted wearing your favorite shawl. It will be a beautiful painting because you look beautiful in that shawl. I forget the name of the stitch you used to make it, but I think it is amazing that you learned how to knit a whole shawl just by reading one book. I wish I could put my mind to things like you can. I am also glad that you liked the handbag that I got you. I knew it would become your favorite on account of the pretty picture the beads make. I want to know all the things that you like so that I can make sure you always have them. I figure that way you will always want me around. Meet me on Friday at noon by the Big Picture Rock. I love you, Dirk. Remember when we were in Cappy's eating the crackers he orders special from California, and you said that from then on the crackers would be your favorite because they would always remind you of me? Well, I met a trader yesterday who had a whole wagon full of them, and I bought you 4 tins. I also bought a rock from him because this rock has been polished to show a picture that looks just like the landscape by one of our meeting places. He called it an agate and said that the picture was made by nature, but it looks so real I can hardly believe it. I am thinking of a way to surprise you with it because it is as special as you are. I will meet you Tuesday at 3 by the 3-armed cactus. Your father has people watching for me all over the county. I guess you got some of your smartness from him. I love you, Dirk. I still don't know how you got a whole cake out to our last meeting place like you did, but it was the best thing I ever ate. And the prettiest, too, what with that fancy flower you put on it. Now I think it is the best cake recipe in the world, too. but nothing is as good as getting a letter from you. Whenever I see a flower like the one on your favorite letter paper, I think of you. I only steal from people who have plenty of money to begin with and deserve to be robbed, but if I could start over, I would forget about them and be a rancher or a farmer or miner or shopkeeper or whatever you wanted me to be, just so we could always be together. Be at Charlie's grave at sunset this Thursday. I love you, Dirk.
All right. Yeah. Please keep that green ball. You're not going to keep the green ball, Nancy, are you? Well, shucks. We'll go out this normal way, just because, quicker access to what we need to do, which is go pick the right vegetables, because Snake Man... Also, Dave's here. Screw the vegetables. I want to talk to Dave.
Hello, Nancy. Guess I'm gonna be blushing every time I see you now.
Because of that cellar thing, you don't have to be embarrassed, as long as you level with the Raleighs like you said you would.
Actually, I'm kinda glad you came by. Something I need you to do for me, if you wouldn't mind.
You bet.
This chicken coop's been a thorn in my side ever since I got here. The wire I need to fix the hole in the fence was supposed to be delivered today, but it's not here yet, and the Raleighs just called and asked me to run an errand for them tonight. So if you could keep an eye out for that chicken wire, and patch that hole as soon as it gets here, the chickens and I'd really appreciate it.
Will the wire get here before it gets dark?
Doesn't look that way. But you still have to put it up, even if it means working at night. Just be sure to wear gloves. I'll leave my pliers out. If you have to do it at night, that's okay. There should be plenty of moonlight. You'll be able to see fine. Just make sure it gets done, because if it doesn't, the coyotes are gonna have themselves one heck of a banquet, and you're gonna be in a lot of hot water.
No problem.
Now, is there something I can do for you?
Yeah, we're going to talk to you till the episode ends.
How long have you worked here?
About as long as the Raleighs have lived here. About 3 months, I guess. I was their first hire. First me, then Tex, then Shorty.
Tex seems a little ornery.
He does his job and he does it good. As far as I'm concerned, that's all that's important.
May I see that letter you said Francis Humber wrote to your great-aunt?
Sure, got it right here. When I heard you were a detective, I started keeping it on me. Thought you might snoop through my stuff or something.
Thanks for letting me see it.
Well, you're not wrong.
Dearest cousin Ellie, my beloved Dirk is no more. I shall never see him again. And now you will never see me again, for I am on my way east, there to spend the rest of my life. I will never return to the territory of Arizona, not even when my father, whom I despise with every part of my being, has left this earth. But know this, sweet Ellie. Dirk told me that he had hidden something of great value, and that when all was in place, he would start me in pursuit of it. He was forever inventing fanciful ways to tax my brain, and was quite clever himself. Then, thanks to my father, he was arrested. Perhaps he wrote me from jail, and his note was lost. Or perhaps he grew to hate me. But he never told me how to find what he had hidden, and I am too heartsick to care. If you can somehow find it, it's yours, my dear young cousin. Know, too, that I miss you terribly, and always, always will. Francis. P.S. Enclosed is a picture of the vilest man ever born.
Where was the jail that Dirk Valentine stayed in after he was arrested? Do you have any idea?
Probably the one over in Dry Creek. It's a ghost town now. But the jailhouse and a couple other old buildings are still standing. At least they were last I saw.
Is it far from here?
On your way to Mariazzi's, look for the trail on your left that heads towards Shadow Mountain and stay on it till you get there. It's about an hour and a half's ride. This got something to do with the treasure?
I doubt it.
Well, let me know if you need anything else.
I'll let you get back to work.
Take care.
He didn't believe us for a second. We're going to stop here, and next time, we're going to do chores, and then hopefully those chores will let us go to Dry Creek. See you guys then.